You know, I'm not a big fan of this stuff. It does last a long time, but this is more like emery cloth, but it's also wet cut cloth. So this can get wet. It is waterproof. You can sand this when it's really wet, but it really has no strength to it whatsoever. It's okay for sanding. Trust me, it lasts a long time. It's great for a sand pole, but for detailing, it's got no, it's not stiff. So for detailing, I prefer this. I can bend this. I can make it into my detail pole or my detail piece of sandpaper that I like to use. I like to fold this like this, and then this to get in there and detail things out. This doesn't have any strength. This stuff here just doesn't have any strength like this. But I'm about to sand out this room. I'm going to pull out this room real quick. And like I was saying, if you go back to earlier videos, you'll see how I load sand poles. You'll see what I do with all of this stuff. And but I'm going to pull out this room real quick. Maybe a couple of years ago, I actually took my cell phone, set it on the floor, and I sanded a room probably about this size just with my cell phone, and I posted it up on my private Facebook account. I'm not telling you what that is. And all of my friends and family, they were just like, wow, that was really neat, as they watched me pull out my room. They'd never really seen me sand before, because everybody avoids sanding and gets out of the way when I start to sand. What's really nice about this particular place is I can open up all these windows, and they've got a whole house fan. If the cameraman wants to take a look at it, right up here on the ceiling, they've got a whole house fan, and I blocked that off with plastic, turn the fan on, and there's just a beautiful draft, so the dust isn't going to go in and wipe out their house. It's going to be very, very nice. Sometimes if I'm sanding in somebody's house and I don't want the dust to go throughout their house, I'll close up everything, I'll put a fan in a window, and I'll try to do a backdraft to draw it out. But that's not the case here. I don't have to do that. So I've got that pole loaded. Let me get this pole loaded. I'll put my mask on. I'll throw my mask on and I'll repeat myself and repeat myself. And then a little bit later I'll repeat myself some more. Let's get that thing out of there. And this is how I like to sand. I like to go find somebody and say, hey, can you come and sand this for me? That's how I like to sand, but no. Let's get this done. First thing I like to do, I just like to cut in the edges. Now, this is all trade ceilings, and truthfully, if I come in here with this sand pole, there's a good chance I'm going to gouge one side or the other. So I don't like to sand off angles like this many off angles with this sand pole. I might gouge the edges. I'll use that sand pole. But for this one, I will do all of the 90, all the 90 corners to get dusted with this sand pole. And it's just dusting it off, nice and easy. There's nothing major here. I'm just taking off the edge, getting the edge off of there. So, I'll do this side. And what I don't do is I kind of stay back because I don't want to bash. I don't want to bash this stuff. It's a little bit longer. Notice how that dust is just going right out the door and just go right in that attic fan. That's awesome. I'm going to hit these couple of corners here, or angles. I have this angle. I have this angle. Then I have this one. And again, I'm just really hitting the edge. You notice I stayed out of the angle. That's because I used my angle box. I have nothing to do here. I might have a little bit here and there. I'll just hit with my sanding sponge. So I'm done with this hole. I can put this hole down. Now I switch to this one. And I always like to do the ceilings first because I can rest on the walls. So the ceilings, I will pull out the ceilings real quick and then I can just rest when it comes to the wall. So, now again, I'm just taking the edge off. And I did all of this by hand. This is level line. This is, and remember I did that angle already. I love how that dust is just going right out the door. It's just heading toward the, it's just getting out of here. I did this when I dusted off, and after I had everything all dusted off, you just walk around and there's nothing, no dust in here whatsoever. It's all gone. They're getting a little tired now, but I go a little farther. Not bad for a 57-year-old man, huh? And if the dust is going one way, I try to go the other side. Whichever way the dust is going. So it's not really coming like that on my face too much. Now, I need a little rest. I need a little break. So I can come right over to the wall. And I can rest a little bit while I'm doing the wall. Doesn't take a lot of sanding. If you do it nice, and you do it smooth. This is a big room. If you notice these butt joints, these are 12-foot sheets that are going across here. I very seldom use sheets that are less than 12 foot. When I'm purchasing drywall to do jobs, I always like to use 12-foot sheets because it gives me less butt joints. Okay, that's that wall. I'm a little rested. Huh? Somebody forgot to spot screws. That was me. I skimmed out the ceiling and I missed those 2 screws. So I'll have to hit those over in a few minutes. But I'm not going to have a problem skimming those screws and sanding them today, because I got a lot of work to do here. But I want to just get the ceiling done for you, to show you it's not a major issue with sanding. So many people make it, oh, you have to sand, oh, you have to do this. So, if you're really bummed about how much sanding you have to do, put an extra coat on. Put a nice skin coat on So you don't have to sand as much. There we go. I'm getting old. I'm getting too old. I know I didn't do the thing yet. All right. You know I'm getting tired when I stop talking. Okay, that's the ceiling. Ceiling's dusted. I still have to detail it. So I got to come through and detail this thing out, but it's pretty much dusted. I had this wall dusted. Now I'm going to have to do this off angle. And again, I like to use this pole to do that, these off angles. Because I will detail this stuff out by hand when I'm done. But it is really important that you hit everything, that you go over all of the edges that could possibly be on here. So as you notice, I'm going over all the screws, I'm hitting this thing here. That wall's done, that's done, ceiling's done. I have to spot these screws right here. I'll jump up on my horse and do that right away. I still have this to do, that to do, this to do, that to do, and this wall to do. But that's sanding. It's not that hard if you've got a nice smooth surface. And if it's sanding really, really hard, throw a skim coat. Just put another skim coat on top of it. You guys have a great day. Hey, if you really like this video, subscribe. And if you really, really like this video, share it with somebody else. You have a great day.